We're back today with another race in FFRL, Fast Fridays Racing League Tier 2, and today we've got the 5th round of 10 United States Grand Prix, so yeah, we'll be at the halfway point then come the end of this race. And we're here then in our Aston Martin, which I've been forgetting to properly mention for the last couple of weeks, but yeah, is now our full-time team for the rest of this season then, alongside Mando, who also along with me joined as a reserve at the start of the season. So yep, it's good to be well, certainly have a full-time seat for sure now then, and yeah, not having to worry about if we can race or not each week. So yeah, that's good, and we'll just be hoping to continue on then and get another strong result today, coming off the back of a second place finish in Hungary. So aside from the little blip in Singapore, we've had a pretty good season so far, and we're sort of there or thereabouts in the championship fight, although we're certainly not the fastest driver here. That certainly goes to game of plays then, based on the last couple of rounds, although it is still Rowley who leads the way, who has also been very quick. So yeah, I think we'll have our work cut out for us if we're going to stay in the championship fight, but hopefully if we can keep on getting some strong results, then we can find ourselves in a good position come the end of the season, as we're coming towards the end of this lap now then. And yep, a track I know quite well here then, COTA, so I was sort of hoping we could do quite well here then as we come to the line. And well, apparently we can just only ever start 5th or 9th in this league, because yeah, we qualify 9th again then, and once again it was game of plays on pole position, with Top Welder in second, the winner from Suzuka, who hasn't appeared in any other race yet this season apart from that first one, but they're back and they're second on the grid. Liam third, W, incumbent Wolf, Kieran, Rowley, Retro Jeezy, myself, and then my teammate Mando was in 11th there. I think it's Kieran behind me in 10th. As yeah, we see the strategy then, and it's going to be yet again a dry to wet race then, which is a bit annoying, because it seems we've been having so many wet races so far this season, and yeah, only on round 5 and we've got yet another one here then. We're going to go for the medium to hard because it does look like the rain's going to come quite late, so I don't think we would benefit from doing what we did in Hungary, which was to stay out until it started raining. It didn't seem like that would be possible here, especially because the tyre wear was quite bad. I did wonder if, had it been a dry race, if we may have even had to two-stop this one, if that might have been the way to go, because tyre wear was quite bad when I was doing a little bit of practice beforehand. As yeah, we're lined up on the grid then, and boy, you wouldn't think there's any rain on the way looking at those clear skies, but there is. And apologies, it was the other Ferrari of Silver Team Stay, not Kieran, who was in front of me there. But anyway, we're just waiting for these last few cars to line up and on the grid, and yeah, apparently there is rain on the way later on, but yeah, it's all nice and sunny at the moment then, as we finally then have the lights coming on now. And we are underway, but well, Foster was underway quite a way before the rest of us then shooting off into the lead there. We've got a pretty good start here, and we're going to try and run around the outside if we can, and to leave quite a bit of space there, because there were certainly a few cars on the inside there, so we haven't really benefited too much from that. But we are still in 9th place then, with incumbent Wolf just behind us, and we're yeah, just trying to make sure we leave space for anyone who may have been alongside there into those S's. But yeah, we were fine then, and as we will start to shuffle into single file now, we are still in 9th place then, just behind Jeezy here then in the Sauber. But yeah, a crazy jump start then from Foster now, who was right at the back of the field and has gone straight up into first, so that is going to be a drive-through penalty for them. But you are actually meant to give back the places that you gain from a jump start regardless in this league, so I guess they didn't pay attention to that one. But nonetheless then, we're attacking GD then for 8th place at the moment. Obviously everyone is going to gain a place once that Mercedes comes in to serve the drive-through penalty, but no, we just couldn't quite get past the Sauber there then into the heavy braking of turn 12, so we have to stay behind for the time being. It would be the point where I would show my replay cameras, but the ones they got for the start were kind of terrible and didn't really show much, so there wasn't much to see there. And yeah, but it did get pretty tight into the first corner. We were side by side with incumbent Wolf, and I think Cheesy as well in front of us there. So yeah, it did get a bit tight, but we just had to leave as much space as we could on the outside. And yeah, now we have Foster in the pits then to serve that drive-through penalty, but I imagine another penalty will be coming their way later on then, as Cheesy makes a move on Liam then into turn 1 there. So we have gained a place then from the start, and we're up into 8th place and all that. So yeah, the start did work out for us then in the end. Going on the outside, we did manage to avoid any kind of carnage that was going on the inside line. So yeah, that was worked out quite nicely for us then, and we're in the fight then at the moment as Liam loses it there, coming out of turn 10, turn 9 I think actually that one, and yeah, that's another place gain for us then, up into 7th. And then yeah, it was turned into a little bit of a repeat of Hungary here, where we were just stuck in a bit of a DRS train. We were sort of in the fight for a podium, but just couldn't really do anything with it at the moment. As we see here then, Cheesy making a move on his compatriot there, W, the home race for both of them, and that was a nice move there into the first corner there to move the Sauber up into 5th position, and we'll be trying to get past soon if we can. But yeah, it was easier than expected for us then, because W does the same thing as Liam there then, and lights the rear tyres up and spins off, and that gives us a place then up into 6th for the time being. And yeah, we're looking quite good. We're just keeping it on the track, and that's sort of been the story of our season so far. Even if we haven't qualified the best, we've just sort of tried to stay out of trouble, as now the safety car comes out, because Tyler there, who was actually a lap down, had crashed there, so that brought out the safety car. And yeah, I was thinking this would be a good chance to pit then, because yeah, the tyre wear was quite bad, so this would be a good time to get onto the hard tyres now, and yeah, just try and run them until the rain comes down. So it's still saying no rain expected actually, as yeah, we're getting ready then to overtake the safety car because it didn't pick up the leader there. But Cheesy actually drives into the back of the safety car there and actually picked up some damage, so yeah, no penalty for that, but yeah, that's going to hurt them then. They're going to have to pit for repairs, although they've probably been pitting anyway under the safety car. But yeah, we're coming in now then. Going to put the hard tyres on. I suppose there was a possibility we could have gone medium again here, seeing as it's likely we'll be going over to Inters later on, so we don't have to use both dry compounds. But just because of how bad the tyre wear was, it felt like going over to hards now would be the best thing to do, because we don't know exactly when the rain is going to be heavy enough to change over. Crucially, yeah, that front wing damage for Cheesy then cost him a position to a set, and I believe also Rowley had some damage as well there, because we've ended up in front of them as well. And Foster now pitted a lap later than everyone else there, so that moves us up into 6th, and we're actually just behind Top Welder then, who is the lead driver to have pitted under that safety car. So all of a sudden then we found ourselves in quite a nice position once again here then, as the top 4 all stayed out then, including the pole sitter Gamer Plays then, who started on the hard tyres and is just going to try and go as long as possible into this race, probably ideally until the rain comes down, I would think, for them. And the same goes for my teammate there, Mando, in 4th, so we'll see how that plays out then. Some clouds have started to come in, but still looking pretty clear at the moment, as we're getting ready to, well, we are now going racing then. We weren't really close enough there to Top Welder to go for any kind of move there into the first corner, so we're just going to have to try and stay close behind then in this S section, because there's nowhere to overtake here. But obviously there's that nice long back straight halfway round the lap, and yeah, we should have a nice tyre advantage now then over all of these cars in front of us. So yeah, we should be able to find more pace and hopefully get ahead of most, if not all of them then. As we can already see then, Top Welder really putting the pressure on our teammate here down towards turn 11, and at the inside should have this move done then, and yeah, they're up into 4th, and we'll see if we can also find our way through then, as we're in the slipstream. And yeah, I don't think he made it too difficult for us here, so that was nice of him to do there. And yeah, we were able to take this place then up into 5th without too many issues there. I don't know if he was letting us through or not. I mean, it just felt like we had more speed there because I guess our tyres were a lot newer. So whether or not he was letting us through or not, I don't know. But if he was, then fair enough. But yeah, we're up into 5th then, and yeah, can see then Top Welder's continuing on his charge as well, already going after Silver Tombstone now then in the Ferrari. That'll be inside into the penultimate corner, and Tombstone goes quite wide there, so that's going to allow us to hopefully also find a way through then into the final corner. And yeah, we're up the inside and through we go into 4th position. So yeah, both us and Top Welder then on the charge at the moment. I was up towards turn 1, and I think there was a little bit of a squabble behind us then, and yeah, that certainly opened up a bit of a gap behind us there. We're going to quickly look at this because this was the one thing that my highlight reel did actually pick up then. The initial move then from the Alpine on the Ferrari, which allowed us to get the run as well then into the final corner. And then just behind us then it was actually Tombstone and Mando battling it here then, and it was a bit weird how that looked from my end there, because it looked like Mando was being squeezed out, but I'm not sure why they were on the outside there, and then a little bit of contact with W as well behind. So yeah, it looked a bit weird. I don't know if there's a little bit of lag going on there, but yeah, certainly a little bit of a tussle going on behind us, which opened up the gap a little bit, as we are getting quite close in, and we were quite a bit later on the brakes there than Top Welder, but nowhere near close enough to go for the move. And yeah, had to make sure we're not doing anything stupid then, and going for a ridiculous outbreaking move there. But yeah, thankfully we had it all under control, and yeah, he gets a move done then on Incumbent Wolf on the next lap into turn 1. So hopefully we can continue to follow him here then, and also get this move done quite quickly. And we should have it done now then, because we're going to be well within DRS range, and I think Wolf had dropped out of the 1 second window by the time we got there. So yeah, that was quite straightforward in the end then. And up we go then into the podium places. A little bit of a lock up because I did put my brake bias a little bit more forward than was ideal there, because I was trying to help the rear tyres a bit, but thankfully we did just about get it slowed down for that corner. And yeah, as I say, we're back up onto the podium then, so it's starting to work out quite nicely for us then. And in fact it's going to get even better then, because Gamer is in the pits then, so they've won the last 2 races, but that's going to make it a lot harder for them to win this one, because yeah, that's sort of putting them a pit stop behind. So I was a bit surprised at that. I thought they would try and stay out until the rain came down, but I guess they sort of just realised that it wasn't going to be possible and decided to cut the losses on that one. I don't know, but yeah, I guess you never really know exactly when the rain's going to come down. But yeah, by lap 18 it was starting to look quite overcast. And I was just thinking, if there was a safety car right now, I'd probably go for the Inters. And yeah, the safety car just comes out straight away as soon as I was thinking that. And yeah, I was straight onto the selecting Inters. But yeah, as you can see, by the end of the lap, it was starting to rain now anyway. So yeah, everyone's going to be going for Inters on this lap, I'd imagine. And yeah, certainly the race leader, Top Welder, is in. We're in. And can see Gamer then is in 5th at the moment, so already starting to make a fight back here then, and of course this is going to bunch everything up again. So whilst I said it was looking less likely for Gamer to win this race, well, there's still very much a chance, and we'll see how it plays out, as Top Welder is going to rejoin still in the lead, but Jet there decides to stay out on the dry tyres for the time being. We are 3rd, so yeah, I was going to say we would have the advantage over Jet at the restart, but they've decided to pit there anyway. I guess realised that yeah, there wasn't going to be a chance to make the dry tyres work for a few laps in the green flag once we were back racing. So yeah, that puts us up into 2nd place then, and we'll see what we can do then about Top Welder then, because it looks like they did have a pace advantage over us in the dry, so we'll see if there's anything we can do in the wet here. Incumbent Wolf has tried to stay out then on the dry tyres in 3rd, so we'll see if the track is still better for the dries on this restart, or if it is now fully Inters. As we're back racing then, and yeah, Top Welder with a good restart there then, and we're not going to be close enough to make any kind of move into turn 1 here, and we'll just have to see how our pace is looking over these next few laps. only 8 to go. Now then until the checkered flag, which I didn't even realise at the time was like we were that close to the end, but yeah, it did go by quite quickly this race. And yeah, I so wish that this battle, translated better onto the screen, because it was really tense fight here. We were certainly much closer in pace compared to Top Welder than we were in the dry, and we was very much keeping in touch here. The gap floating around about a second, and Gamer was certainly closing in. Did have a 3-second penalty, but I still wanted to try and keep him behind if I could, just in case he was going to appeal any penalties afterwards, or even if his pace was good enough to build up the 3 seconds after overtaking me. So yeah, I still very much wanted to keep him behind me here. And yeah, as I was saying, just unfortunately this battle didn't really translate into a a good battle on screen, because yeah, it was just very much a game of cat and mouse here. I think I was probably running more aero here. I think that was what it was, because I was certainly gaining a lot more time in the wet, and certainly in the twistier sections. But yeah, I wasn't really getting close enough down the straights to make any kind of move on the Alpine here. So yeah, I think that was probably a little bit of a setup difference there. That was certainly playing a factor in why the pace difference was how it was. But yeah, we just could not get close enough there. We were dumping the battery down the back straight, but just not getting close enough to make the move. So that was quite frustrating, but we were managing to hold off Gamer behind us then, which I was quite happy about. And yeah, I was just trying so hard to do anything that could pressure him into a mistake, but yeah, we just couldn't get close enough to really do that. And yeah, I was trying to make sure I didn't make any kind of mistake that could allow Gamer through as well. So yeah, it was a very tense end to the race. Unfortunately, didn't make for the best battle on screen, but it was a very tense fight to the end. And yeah, Top Welder's done a very good job here then to hold on to the victory. And that is what they're going to do then around the final corner, and they take the checkered flag first. We're in second, and Gamer Plays is in third. So yeah, a really nice little scrap there between the top three. No real swaps of positions in those last few laps, but it was still a very good fight there. And here then are the provisional final results, with Top Welder taking the win by less than 6/10 of a second in the end, if I can see that right on my little screen there, from us in second. Gamer then, with that 3-second penalty, was 4.4 behind at the end then in third, but yep, still comfortably on the podium there. Rolly, the championship leader, in fourth. Tombstone fifth. Our teammate Mando sixth. Then it was Liam, Cheesy, Wolf, Kieran, Lolly and Taze rounding out the points finishers, with Jet, W and Fostinal all making it to the finish, with just Tyler the one DNF there then. And you'll notice I said provisional, and that is because there were a lot of stewards' inquiries that was submitted for this tier for this race, although nothing I believe affecting the top three, so I can at least say that that is going to be as it was. Now then, in terms of the championship, well, Top Welder, it's such a shame that they've missed so many races, because they'd have been right in the title fight, I think, given the form in the 2 races that they have competed in. I mean, well, they've got a 100% record of winning them. They will be on 51 points then, as it stands, but yeah, still a lot of ground to make up for them then, if they're going to be in the title fight come the end. We move on to 87 points then with that second place finish. Gamer Plays will be on to 98, I believe, with their third place, plus a bonus point for the pole position. But Rolly should still be leading the way then on 102 points. So yeah, while this point system isn't like wildly different from real life F1, you can certainly tell it does make a big difference. It really does reward, much more consistent point scoring. And you can see that, Gamer only missed that one race, and they still haven't been able to overcome Rolly's lead then. So, you can really tell the difference it makes then to be, consistently scoring points versus, just having like the one non-score. But I like that it does also, reward you for being fast, with the bonus points for pole and the fastest lap there. So, yeah, very interesting point system. Obviously different to ones I've raced with before. But yeah, it's certainly given us a very interesting title fight then, as we head into the second half of the season. So yeah, that'll round things off today then. Another pretty good race for us then. Another podium. And next week then, I don't know where we're racing. Nobody does, because it was meant to be Miami, but apparently there's like some kind of glitch with the track on this game. I certainly won't be sad to lose that track from the calendar, because it is certainly not one of my favourites at all. But yeah, they'll be spinning the wheel about half an hour before the race next week, and yeah, wherever it lands, that's the track we'll be racing on then. So yeah, that should be quite interesting then to see how that plays out then. Obviously, not much practice for anyone heading into that race. Well, certainly not any kind of specific practice for whatever track it is that we end up racing at. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out then. But yeah, for today, hope you've enjoyed this one, and yeah, hope to see you then next week for wherever it is that we're racing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you then.